Live from the Hoopy Insurance Services Studios, WKJG Fort Wayne. The Fan. Live, local, and talking about the teams that matter to you. This is Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Brought to you by McMahon's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Good morning and welcome to Talkin Sports. Happy August, everyone. And I just got one real quick request. Please don't say, well, summer's over. July's gone, summer's over. No, we have...
Absolutely not.
We have summer until, the 21st of September.
Yep.
For me...
Yep.
I mean, I've got a stepchild in school. She'll be a senior at Leo High School this year, so she's excited about that.
Let's go.
I don't know. They went back to school shopping, so I don't know. That was anyway. But yeah, after that, it's like But yeah, I heard on the news,
freshman.
City pools are closing down already, and
yeah,
of course, with school starting, obviously, that they keep starting. I remember back in the day.
Oh my.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That we didn't go to school until after Labor Day, and then we get out the first week of June. Boy, it really took me quite a bit to sound like an older person.
You should do the entire show in that voice.
Or
How much money would it take to get you to do the whole show in that voice?
Probably not much. That would be fun.
That'd be great. Well, how many people would turn on the radio and be like, what is this?
Or I have an alter ego right now that his name is Shill. Anyway, yeah, that was one for my wife, and I used to be funny with it, but now it's gotten old. So anyway, well, welcome into Talkin Sports. I'm Jim Shovlin. The voice you hear on the other microphone is that of D.C. Hendricks. And if you tuned in to 1380 The Fan a little earlier this morning at 8 o'clock or so, you heard the 260 Dugout Podcast with D.C. Hendricks. That is his baby, one of his, let's say, children. It's all his. And he had a great interview with 3 high school players who are excelling, well, at the travel ball level this summer, and high-level travel ball as well. So, in fact, one of our players at Leo, Jaden Keeler, who's already committed to Butler University, along with his teammate and battery mate, Nolan Butcher. They have, Nolan, you owe me, some love there. So, he's Coach, when are you going to have me on your show?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll name your name.
Believe it or not, I haven't had him on yet, so he's been doing the same to me for a while. So
oh, my gosh.
Definitely owe him.
Nolan is...
His dad's been on like 3 times.
Nolan is hilarious. He's intelligent.
Yep.
He can hold it. He's the kind of kid that can hold a conversation with an elderly gentleman. He'd go into a senior citizen center and captivate everyone there, but yet he can talk to the freshmen that are coming in as well. He's just as that well-rounded of a kid. And, he wants to go into pre-med. So other than that, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about going into the hospital and having a doctor go, well, Coach, here's what we have to... What? I coached you? Anyway, but I've already had that, in a sense. Jake Richardville coached him at Bishop Dwenger. He's now Dr. Richardville, and it was great seeing him when I did back in March. Anyway, boy, did we get off on a tangent already. Hey, welcome into Talkin Sports, as we said. We are talking local sports of all sorts till the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. How about those Fort Wayne Tincaps? Oh, my goodness. Winners again last night by a score of 5-2 over the Great Lakes Loons in Midwest League Baseball. Alex McCoy, the big guy, led the way for Fort Wayne. 3 hits, 4 total bases, and his 50th RBI of the season. Now, the Caps are now 17-16 in the second half of the season, and just a couple of games out of first place. So we're going to be talking to Mike Nutter after the break, and we'll find out all about what's going on. A big promotional series coming up starting Tuesday at Parkview Field when the Tincaps return home. So once again, we'll talk to Mr. Nutter about all that's going on there. So the Fort Wayne FC play host to Union Omaha tonight at Ruoff Mortgage Field. That will start at 7:30 p.m. And, it's one of the things, DC, I've noticed that, and I have the occasion to drive by there on I-69 South several times a week in what I do. And it seems like every time I go, there's fewer and fewer construction trailers. There's fewer and fewer construction vehicles. Ruoff Mortgage Field is nearing completion. We're going to talk to Justin Cohn, Director of Communications for the Fort Wayne FC, a little bit later on in the show. And we'll find out all about that. And holy cow, yeah, it's going to be when completed already. But when completed, this is going to be a jewel for our city and area. Northside grad Zach McKinstry's Detroit Tigers battered the Athletics 13-1 on Friday in Sacramento. McKinstry entered the game as a pinch runner and scored a run. Also then after that played second base for the Tigers. He's hitting .206 on the season, 4 home runs, 23 RBI. He's got a stolen base too in 257 at-bats. Has missed some time with injuries, as most Major League ball players do these days, it seems, because the grind is exponential. So,
and Max Clark got his first Major League hit.
Yes, he got called up to the Tigers, and I didn't get a chance to see it, but is he still all blinged out and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Dripped out, as the kids say. Dripped out.
Oh, I'm 68. So.
Yeah, you gotta adapt, Chevy.
Wait, don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't. They're going to call me old anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
See?
I am getting Unk. I'm getting called Unk now.
Okay.
So I've officially crossed
from
Unk.
bro to Unk?
Yes.
Well, there you go. That's kind of the...
little depressing.
It's the threshold to...
Got called Unk a couple of times, not going to lie, at media day, a high school football media day.
Okay.
Didn't know how to feel about it at first, but it also felt good because it feels good not to be bro anymore. I don't know how I feel about being called bro by a high school kid.
Well, what about, okay, I get called bro by my stepdaughter.
Yeah,
London will go, hey, bro. I'll go, excuse me? She goes, hey, bro. And I, oh, okay, well, you really meant it. Okay. So, and usually, yeah.
Yeah, Max Clark was dripped out and got his first Major League base hit on what would have been a ball. It was clearly on the outside.
Oh, did he take it oppo?
He did take it oppo. Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Thank goodness.
Yep.
Thank goodness. Oh, my gosh. Hey, and just to be off topic once again, but as I was driving in this morning, I was listening to the 260 Dugout podcast that airs at 8 o'clock right here on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM. And you were talking to one of the young men about the first pitch in a count and about how you can't understand why people take the first pitch of an at-bat right down the gut. Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. I pulled over to the side of the road, jumped out of the car, and yelled, hallelujah, and with my hands in the air. Yeah, that is. And as you said, it might just be the best pitch you're going to have in the at-bat. Mm-hmm. And it is. And if they get ahead of you, and I'm speaking from a pitcher and from a hitter's perspective, if the pitcher gets ahead of you with that strike one that you're just going to allow to have happen, then you're working his count. He is going to be throwing you the pitches that he and his catcher want and his pitching coach. And it changes the entire dynamic of your at-bat. But if strike one is in there, take a hack. Once again, Mom and Dad didn't spend $500 on that bat for you to have you keep it on your shoulder. So, there.
It's definitely not been sitting on the Tincaps shoulders. I know I'm excited to talk to Mike Nutter today.
No. And, they are in contention. I can't wait to talk to Mike about all that. And plus, coming home for 6 days and, being last at bat at Parkview Field, that should be a lot of fun. So I'm planning on getting out there as well. On this day in Fort Wayne sports history, the book by Blake Sebring that takes a chronological calendar order of each day of the year and what's happened in Fort Wayne sports history. On this date, August 1st, in 1991, the NCAA rules preseason basketball scrimmages can no longer be held off campus, killing IU's annual trip to Fort Wayne. And in the entry, it says, for years, Indiana basketball fans would take over Memorial Coliseum one night per year to watch Coach Bob Knight's Hoosiers play an inter-squad scrimmage. The practice started in 1972 with less than 3,000 fans turning out. It was halted for a few years after forward Scott May slipped on the Coliseum floor and narrowly avoided injury in 1974, but returned as an annual event in 1984. It was an annual sellout from that point on. Knight told Coliseum officials in 1990 that the scrimmage may be ending because of NCAA rules. And, that's what happened there. But that was the August 1st entry in Blake Sebring's book, the noted author, sports writer, comic beat writer for a long time for the News Sentinel. So there we have it. So, by the way, Max Clark went 3 for 4 with a single, 2 doubles, and knocked in his first MLB RBI in the game last night. I didn't read that anywhere other than a text from Mike Moz. Longtime Tiger fan, and he's kind of like with my A's. I've probably liked the A's as long as he's liked the Tigers. And anyway, hey, guess what? I don't know why I pointed at you. It's just me and you here.
Yeah, nobody can see you.
And my wife would have yelled at me if she saw me pointing. Oh, that's a no-no. Anyway, Tuesday, heading down to Cincinnati to see the Reds and the A's. That is part of my Father's Day present from my daughter.
Nice.
And son-in-law. Yeah, we're going down to see Reds and A's.
I still haven't been to Great American Ballpark.
Oh,
still haven't been.
Well, we were there last year because the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays, Diane's team, was there, and we even we got tickets in right field. And because her favorite player of all time, Brandon Lau, I think, yeah, and she'll kill me if that's a wrong name because there was a low and all fuse, but he's a right fielder, so we were down in the right field corner. He didn't start.
Oh no,
he didn't come in till the 6th inning.
Oh no,
but anyway, and then now he got sent. Yeah, well, they traded him to the Angels in a 3-way deal with the Rays, Pirates, and Angels, and then he got sent to AAA. So because he struggled coming out. But anyway, that's what's cooking with that. But we were in Great American Ballpark, and we parked around the outfield. We came in, we sat down, and this time I want to do a 360 around the concourse. I was there several years ago, but if not, it's been a while since I've, taking the tour around there, and I'm not a big Reds fan. And I've told the story before.
I had a small era with Griffey because Griffey's one of my favorite players of all time.
Okay.
So when he went there, I wanted them to be successful, but other than that, I'm a minor Ellie De La Cruz fan because my son is. I do like him, but
that kid's incredible.
Yeah, but as a team, not really.
Yeah. Well, I'm just hoping, Nick Kurtz is healthy and plays, and Jacob Wilson and guys like that. We'll see.
I'll probably get attacked for saying that. I've never been to a Reds game. Like, everyone in this area has been to a Reds game at least once. I haven't been to a Tigers either. I haven't been to I was literally across the street from Tiger Stadium at Mac Media Day and realized I've never went to a Tigers game.
My son and I went to Tigers A's several years ago. In fact, it was interesting. My daughter bought the tickets for, like, Christmas or birthday or something, but she couldn't go, so my son and I went, and we went up to Comerica, and John had been up there several times. He goes, let's go to Greektown. And before the game, because we got there early. So we went there. We took the little, the elevated train around. It was pretty cool. And Comerica is a beautiful, beautiful park anyway. So, yeah. Other than that, holy cow, look at the time.
One field I've been to a lot is definitely Parkview Field.
Yes. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to be talking to Mike Nutter, president of the Fort Wayne Tincaps, in our weekly Tincaps chat. And he should be very excited about the boys returning to town and, well, the boys coming back and teeing it up at Parkview Field for a 6-game series starting Tuesday. So, anyway, let's just tell you what, DC, let's go to break and then come back, talk to Mike Nutter, and get a Tincaps update. We'll do that when we return. You're listening to Talkin Sports on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
The YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. Y is the before work hustle, an after school home, a section of my block, a corner to call my own. With my Y, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why. Join today at ymca.org for a better us.
Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana is a proud sponsor of Talkin Sports. Goodwill empowers and prepares people for independence through training, personal growth, and work. You help support the Goodwill mission by shopping in any of our 8 stores or shopping the shopgoodwill.com/Fort Wayne site. You can also help by donating any clothing or household items for resale in our stores. Goodwill has been a part of our Fort Wayne community since 1937, helping people with barriers to employment find meaningful work in the community. Go to www.fwgoodwill.org to find out more about Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana.
What if your next job wasn't really sales at all? What if it was about ideas, strategy, and helping local businesses grow? At Federated Media, we're looking for marketing strategists, creative thinkers who want to make an impact, not by pushing ads, but by building smart, multi-platform campaigns across radio, digital, social, and more. You'll work directly with business owners, solving real challenges, driving real results, and becoming a trusted partner in their success. And yes, the earning potential, it's unlimited. We'll give you the training, we'll give you the mentorship, will give you the tools to succeed. You bring the drive, curiosity, and confidence. If you're motivated, creative, and ready to build a career, not just find a job, this is your opportunity. Apply now at federatedmedia.com, because the future of media isn't declining, it's evolving, and we're looking for people ready to lead it. Federated Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Have you looked at your auto or homeowner's insurance rate lately? Think it's about time to get a competitive quote? Call the Wise Insurance Agency today at 260-747-5373. Located at 7410 Bluffton Road, Wise Insurance is a local company that's been in business for 25 years. Being an independent agent working with over 15 A-plus rated carriers allows Coach Ron Wise to assess your needs and determine the best option for you to give you maximum coverage with the most affordable premiums. The Wise Insurance Agency also offers motorcycle, RV, and watercraft insurance, as well as renter's insurance, flood, and umbrella policies. Multi-policy discounts are also available, and make sure to ask Ron about the good student discount up to 20%. Let Coach Wise show you the fundamentals of getting the right insurance. Don't put it off. Contact Coach Ron and the Wise Insurance Agency team today at 260-747-5373 or find them online at thewiseinsuranceagency.com.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports. Along with DC Hendricks, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you'd like to get a hold of us and be part of the show, do so via the Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. And we'll take a look and see if we can't get it on the air for you, especially if you have a question regarding Parkview Field, Tincaps baseball, etc. Somebody texted DC and asked him why he'd never been to Great American Ballpark. So, it's questions like that we enjoy. And before we get going, I want to give a shout out, a happy 8th birthday to my grandson, Ronan Leninger, who, as I said, turns 8 today. He's a baseball fanatic. And DC, guess where his birthday party is today?
Your house.
Nope.
Oh.
Hoopie Fieldhouse.
Nice.
Yeah. And but my daughter thought, well, with 8-year-olds coming to a birthday party, let's play wiffle ball instead of big bats and baseballs and stuff like that. Anyway, so it should be a lot of fun there. And then I think perhaps tonight they're going to extend the party probably maybe at our house. Who knows? But let's go to the Talkin Sports phone line, powered by Summit Choice Credit Union. Because waiting on their patiently listening to me drone on and on is Mr. Mike Nutter, president of the Fort Wayne Tincaps, and our weekly Tincaps chat. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, fellas, and happy 8th to Ronan.
Yes.
I like the idea of wiffle ball over the hard ball. A lot less waivers to sign for Mom.
Definitely. And I'm thinking I know who's pitching already. And so
you are. You're going to have it dance, and you're going to throw a no-hitter.
Yeah, I got a feeling that they'll probably pummel me. I'll probably be right over the middle of the plate, won't hit the corners because it's been a while.
Feel better about their game. That's getting mighty mature of you.
It will. Well, thank you, man. Hey, what about the excitement at Parkview Field with the team coming back on Tuesday? Now we still have tonight and tomorrow in Great Lakes at Midland, Michigan, but my goodness, this team is playing well. Winning again last night, Alex McCoy, 3 hits, 4 total bases, 50th RBI of the season, and it's and you're getting good pitching.
Man, it's been awesome. A week ago, we were reeling a little bit. We had that Thursday game at home where we lost 15-3, and we lost earlier in the week 9-1, and the natives, the fans, were getting restless, understandably so. And since then, a 5-game winning streak. We dropped one Thursday night, but we bounced back last night. We're 6-1 in our last 7. We're the hottest team in the Midwest League, Eastern Division. We've cut an 7 or 8 game lead down to 2. We've moved from 6th place to 3rd place. And so it's been awesome. Last homestand, we went 4-2 against the Guardians affiliate, the Lake County Captains. We were behind them in the standings. Jim, we drew over 40,000 people for 6 games. It's only the 3rd time in Parkview Field history we've ever done it. The boys are on a roll right now. I don't think it's going to be a trade deadline like we've witnessed the past few years, where I'm lining up Ubers and airport shuttles and things like that to trade a dozen guys out of town. It's Monday night. We'll see. Hopefully we can at least split the next 2 up in Midland. That would be another 4-2 series, and you just keep stacking them together and see what happens.
That's right. And just with the way they're playing now and competing, and then as you talk, the trade deadline looming, and of course, I mean, you're looking from the Padres' perspective. They were buyers of Mason Miller. What was it, a year ago? And now they could
with Leo and a bunch more.
Yeah, and they could be sellers of Mason Miller this year. So it's interesting how perspective changes from one year to the next, and all it takes is an injury or two, and that changes around the whole perspective of the season. But it's always an exciting time. But yet, I mean, if you're a Tincaps fan, you might have to learn some new faces, perhaps.
We'll see. Adrian Morihone's an old Tincap, and he's playing great in the major leagues. He's made the All-Star game the last couple of years. I have no idea what the Padres are going to do. I'm not party to any of that stuff, but he's a free agent at the end of the year. The thought is he's going to command a $60, $80, $100 million deal for a relief pitcher. If the Padres feel like they can't re-sign him, then they're going to flip him for a couple of great minor league players in the next couple of days. Mm-hmm. Mason Miller, time will tell. Michael King has been their best starter in the major leagues this year in the rotation. Again, A.J. Preller would have a lot of suitors if he wants to trade him because Michael can opt out at the end of the year. It'll be interesting to see. I don't see them doing like they've done in the last couple of years when they went out and got Juan Soto, one of the great hitters in the big leagues, when they went out and got Mason Miller, arguably the best closer in the big leagues. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to watch. The boys are playing well up in Midland. We've never played well in Midland. That's the Dodgers affiliate. They've had our number for years. We're 3-1 in the first 4 games. Again, like we said, you win one of the next 2, you win the series, you win them both, you catch them for first place. And so it's just wild. It's been awesome. We'll see what AJ does. Maybe we'll be the team getting a little extra talent on Monday going into Tuesday versus losing it. But whatever AJ does, he's got his eye on the prize of hopefully someday winning the big league, World Series in Petco Park. We're going to welcome the boys back Tuesday. The only time all year the Detroit Tigers are in town. It's loaded. I feel so bad. Some of these kids are already starting back to school Tuesday and Wednesday. I think Northwest Allen and Southwest Allen. But we've loaded up the promos, and hopefully it's another great week.
We're talking this morning with Mike Nutter, president of the Fort Wayne Tincaps, in our weekly Tincaps chat. And the month of August is loaded with Tincaps home games. There are 18 home games in the month of August.
Boy.
3 big homestands and a back-to-backer starting, I believe, the 18th of August.
I thought Major League Baseball liked us. That's a lot. A back-to-back to end it is challenging. 18 home games in 26 days is one way to make up ground and to stay in it. I'm doing curfews and bed checks for all the front office staff, not just the players, to make sure the Tony Desplaines and the Jared Parcells of the world can answer the bell. I'm kidding. Obviously, I've never worried about those 2 guys ever. But we're 18 home games starting Tuesday. 6 and then a week away, and then 12 back to end it. And so it's a daunting task for the front office. We've always used the cliche around here, behind the curtain because it's a little longer format. Somebody might say, well, what's wrong with the 12 games? Well, it's not ideal to end it. The college kids are back to school, The labor is gone for a lot of people. We're not planning on not drawing well, so you just try and how do we continue to give the fans the same experience as we gave them last week with 40,000 fans, and that's a challenge for us. But we'll do our best. We know the fans understand a little bit of once school starts back, and the crowds will dip a little bit when school goes back, but we'll do our best. 18 home games in 26 days, and we'll just see how the hand is that we're dealt, because right now, as texting with Johnny Matthews last night and today, they're excited. It's too early to know, what's going to happen over the next coming weeks, but we've seen this with him before. In terms of a couple years ago, we got in on the last day of the year, and once you get in, it's only 4 teams in the Midwest League playoffs. It's best out of 3. Game 1 would be at Fort Wayne, or whoever wins the second half. It would be against Dayton. Dayton's not the same team that won it all in the first half. Mm-hmm. They've probably promoted 10 guys. And so a lot of times the advantage is getting in the second half, whether that ends up being us or the Loons or the Whitecaps. But right now, as we talked this morning, we're in the mix, and that's all we ever ask of the Padres. Give us a chance to compete and draw great record numbers.
Well, and over 500 right now, 17-16, I believe, right now. And compete, like you said, competing. And that's the cool part. Couple that with outstanding promotions, and you've got a reason for people to come out to Parkview Field and watch Tincaps baseball. That is for sure. But what is your role during this trade deadline that it is approaching as of Monday? What do you have during this period of time that perhaps you don't have in other parts of the year? I mean, what are some of the logistical things you have to do as Mike Nutter, president of the Tincaps, when the trade deadline approaches?
I'll tell you what, that's a great question. We love that it's on a Monday this year because that's a day off for minor league baseball. Mm-hmm. What do I mean by that? There's been some awkward stuff. I'm not implying anything was done wrong or bad or whatever, but we've had guys taking batting practice that got texts from parents or people reading stuff on Twitter. It's not our job to tell the players. That's the San Diego Padres. But sometimes it can get awfully awkward, or a deal isn't official yet, but it's being reported by one of the national experts that, hey, Robert Hassel was just traded, or this person was just traded. And so we love that it's on a Monday because there's not that. Last year, I was around Leo when he got traded. He's the number 2 prospect in all of MLB, and he was traded for arguably the number 1 closer. But it's weird. He signed with the Padres at 16 or 17 years old, and it's all he'd ever known. He wasn't mad. I think he was surprised and shocked and maybe sad. In his case, his vehicle was here. He was playing for Lansing. He got in the car, and he played that day. And so there may be running people to the airport. There may be, you can leave your car keys with me, and we'll look for somebody to come pick it up next week. We've heard from parents over the years. Brandon Butterworth was one of the big fan favorites last year. He got traded in a different deal to the Orioles, along with a lot of guys. He was really emotional. He was sad. He was crying. I'm not giving away anything behind the scenes in the clubhouse, but I went up to him and I just said, hey, listen, man, here's what you might not know. The Baltimore Orioles had scouts at your last 14 games that you played. They want you. It doesn't mean that the Padres don't want you, but you might be blocked in the Padres as an infielder with Bogarts and Cronenworth and Tatis and Merrill and Manny Machado. So sometimes your best opportunity is going to come, and he appreciated that. And I said, hey, you're still a Tincap for life, and we still communicate online. And so sometimes it's a little bit of a mentor or a father figure type thing of, hey, this is going to work out just fine for you, like it has for Trey Turner and Max Fried and other guys that have been traded over the years. We want what's best for the young men. Yeah, selfishly, we wish it was at Petco Park. But if AJ can do something to better the major league team, or in this case, the minor league teams, then we're going to support it and definitely encourage these young men. A lot of logistics. Who's their roommates? Who are they living with? Is there a vehicle here? How are they getting out of town if somebody's traded? we've had before where guys are so worried they were going to get traded, and then nothing happened. And then all of a sudden, Monday at whatever time it is, 5 o'clock, it's like, oh, well, nothing happened. I'm still on the Tincaps, and I'm playing tomorrow. So just try and encourage these young men. If they're traded, it's because another major league organization wants them, and that's a good thing for them.
Mm-hmm. Mike, your picture appeared on X earlier this week, and you were pictured with the star of Stranger Things on the warning track there near the dugout at Parkview Field. Tell us a little bit about that photo.
Well, in the history of the Fort Wayne Tincaps and Parkview Field, that Instagram post is now double any other one we've ever had. If I would have known that was the case, Jim, I would have showered that day and shaved. I'm kidding. I got a text on Sunday night at the end of the awesome homestand that said, have you ever heard of, and then the young actor and singer's name on there, Finn Wolfhard. Full disclosure, I said, no, should I? And the person said, have you ever heard of Stranger Things? And I said, absolutely. I've never seen it, but I know it was a cultural phenomenon and, you know, in the film or in the TV show based in Indiana. I said, why, what's up? And they said, hey, we need to keep it confidential for now, but one of the stars of that is now a singer, and his band is in between Detroit and Indy for gigs, and they're actually playing Lollapalooza last night and tonight in Chicago. They're getting big quickly. And the keyboardist is a Fort Wayne guy. And I said, oh, really cool. And they said, Finn's a huge baseball fan. Would you show him and the band around? I said, I would love to. And so we got to meet him. Incredible young man, very respectful. Real quick story. I said, be honest, are you a baseball fan at all? And he said, no, I'm a huge fan, and I'm a big fan of the Blue Jays. I'm from Canada, and I just live and die with the Blue Jays. And I said, well, that's awesome. And he said, have you heard of, do you know anybody on the Blue Jays? I said, I do, but you don't know who they are. And he laughed, and he goes, try me. So I thought, well, I'll figure out, is this guy really a big fan? Mm-hmm. And I said, I doubt you've heard of him. I said, but one of my old buddies and a 2 or 3 year tin cap, Brandon Valenzuela, he cuts me off. Mike, Brandon's probably won his 5 or 6 games. His hitting ability is unbelievable. Why'd the Padres let him go? And so I said, man, you are a big baseball fan. And he said, I am. And we let him and his band and his crew take some hacks in the batting cages, take some hacks on the field. We gave him some gear. It was an absolutely awesome thing. Literally, the Instagram post last I saw had like 8,500 likes and shares. The thing on Facebook is over like 5,000, I believe. The engagement on Instagram is over 160,000 people. And some of the coolest comments were, I just met him at the Dash Inn. No way, I saw him at Zesto. And so they had a list of some Fort Wayne favorites to see. It was neat. I knew the show was big. Truthfully, I had no idea this young man himself was that huge. And it was a neat thing for me because they were respectful, they were appreciative, and it was a really, really cool thing.
That is an awesome story. Now I want to research and find out who this local keyboard player is.
Yeah, absolutely. And all the things. I said, hey, what are they doing on their night off? And they said they were out at Crooked Lake last night in Columbia City, a couple nights, last Sunday night or something like that. And they got to experience a lot of the local flair. And it was a lot of the cliches we've heard about Fort Wayne, and not just Parkview Field over the years, but everybody around here is just so nice, and everybody's so nice, and it's affordable and things like that. And so really, really, really cool experience. Nice young man and really awesome.
Very cool. Well, Mike, thanks so much for taking time out of your Saturday morning for us. And we will talk to you next Saturday. And who knows? We could be talking about I don't want to say first place.
Don't even go there, my friend.
A very successful.
Now and then for Princess Night and Star Wars Night, and a lot of cool promos next week.
No doubt about it. Well, thank you, Mike, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
I can't wait. Bye-bye.
All right. That was Mike Nutter, President of Fort Wayne Tincaps, in our weekly Tincaps chat. And we're going to go ahead and step out, take a break. And then when we come back, we are going to be talking with Justin Cohn, Director of Communications with the Fort Wayne FC. They've got a gigantic match tonight, August 1st, out at Ruoff Mortgage Field. And we're going to talk to him about that and in general about how this fan base is growing. And we'll do all that when we return. You're listening to Talkin Sports on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
For over 40 years, Gibson's Heating and Plumbing has been a family-owned business built on professionalism, trust, and quality. As your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Gibson's is nationally recognized for excellence and locally known for being customer-loved. You'll see it in their work. You'll read it in the nearly 3,000 Google reviews. You'll experience it when they take care of your home. When you contact independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, GibsonsHeating.com. That's GibsonsHeating.com.
Fort Wayne Tincaps to be the Great Lakes Loons 5-2 at Dow Diamond in Midland, Michigan on Friday night. Fort Wayne has won 6 of their last 7 games and 3 of the first 4 games in this series against the Dodgers-affiliated Loons, all coming behind 3 hits from slugger Alex McCoy. The Caps will look to take this series on Saturday night, sending Brian Balzer, the right-hander and number 7 prospect in the Padres system, to the mound. First pitch at 7:05 right here on your flagship station for Fort Wayne Tincaps baseball, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Picture this. You're in your car, perhaps heading to a sporting event. Your tire pressure light comes on, your brakes are squeaking, and your dashboard is lit up like Christmas. Where do you go? McMahon's Best One. McMahon's Best One is your one-stop shop for full automotive service and repair. Whether it's a simple oil change or flat repair, to brakes, alignment, engine diagnostics, and more, McMahon's Best One can fix it all. With 8 service centers in Fort Wayne, New Haven, Lima, Ohio, and Bryan, Ohio, McMahon's Best One is here to accommodate you. Visit us at McMahon'sBestOneTire.com to make an appointment today.
Get the latest knife info from one of the country's premium knife shops, Blade Man's Knife Shop at the shops of Scott Road. There's a reason customers drive hours just to shop at Blade Man's in Fort Wayne.
Hi, this is Mark, the owner of Blade Man's Knife Shop, and I'd like to personally invite you out to the store to see the area's best selection of quality knives. We have Benchmade, Spyderco, Microtech, ProTech, Hogue, Zero Tolerance, Medford Knife and Tool, ADV Tactical, Tour Knives, and many more. We also have a great selection of custom knives. At Blade Man's, we specifically select top quality products for the best in customer satisfaction. There's a difference with top brands, and at Blade Man's, we'll take the time to explain how materials and production results in a better knife for your needs, all in a relaxed, pressure-free, consultative environment. We update our online inventory daily so you know you're ordering in-stock product that will be shipped within 1 business day. So check us out on BladeMansKnifeShop.com or stop by the store in the shops at Scout Road and have a cup of coffee on me.
Be in the know and follow Blade Man's on Facebook and Instagram today. 10% discount to police and military, and now you can see the collection of Shun knives, the finest in kitchen cutlery, available at Blade Man's Knife Shop in the shops of Scott Road.
The camaraderie and community you experience in high school sports is unlike anything else. I'm McKenna Cruz from Greenwood Community High School.
And I'm Sawyer Tittman from Fort Wayne Snyder High School. Where else do coaches help their players develop as athletes and as human beings?
Where else do student athletes grow together and grow up together?
Where else do parents and fans from all walks of life come together as one to cheer on their team?
High school sports are special because coaches, student athletes, and fans know they are all in it together.
The camaraderie and community we experience is just one reason why we love high school sports and why it is unlike anything else.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty. Be a champion of high school sports and the way they bring everyone together by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is unity. This is pride in your community. This is your IHSAA.
Now on My Deals Fort Wayne, Coterie Pizza. Coterie Pizza, where friends and flavors meet. Enjoy their unique and classic pizzas from an Italian stone oven with a self-pour beer wall and plenty of seating. Now on My Deals Fort Wayne, Coterie Pizza. Coterie Pizza, where friends and flavors meet. Enjoy their unique and classic pizzas from an Italian stone oven with a self-pour beer wall and plenty of seating. Certificates are limited. Head over to MyDealsFortWayne.com to claim your deal today.
Hey there, this is Quinn from Felger Hart Residential Services, and we are your American Standard dealer. When something goes wrong at home, you want a company that shows up, knows what they're doing, and treats you right. At Felger Hart Residential Services, we help homeowners with heating, cooling, plumbing, and whole home generators. We're family-owned and operated, based right here in Wells County, and built around one simple promise: an exceptional customer experience every time. Find us online at felgerresidential.com and see how we put our 43 years of experience to work for you. Your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Felger Hart Residential Services, is just down the road.
Now back to Talkin' Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin' Sports. Along with DC Hendricks, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking local sports of all sorts till the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you have a question, comment, suggestion, opinion, etc., do so via the Goodwill Industries and Northeast Indiana text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. We'll take a look at it, see if we can't get it on the air for you, especially if you have a question regarding Fort Wayne FC, Ruoff Mortgage Field, anything of that nature, because on the Talkin' Sports phone line, powered by Summit Choice Credit Union, is the Director of Communications for the Fort Wayne FC, Mr. Justin Cohn. Justin, good morning, sir.
Hey, how's it going, Jim?
It is going very well. A big match tonight out at Ruoff Mortgage Field, and so far, this season has been very successful. And you're keeping this thing going until just about the end of October, correct?
Yeah, the regular season goes through October 24th is our last regular season match. But as you're implying, we're right at the playoff line right now. So definitely a possibility that we play even longer.
Very nice, very nice. And I even mentioned earlier in the show, as I drive down 69 South, which I do several times a week, I notice, and I always look over and check everything out, and there are fewer and fewer construction trailers and equipment at, in adjacent in around the perimeter of the RU, and it's a great feeling to know that we are just about completely done with construction. Not yet, but almost done. And this place is already a jewel for Northeast Indiana and beyond. And it's just got to feel good to be able to walk in there and go, this is ours. And just with all the possibilities existing. And talk a little bit about the staff and what it's taken for you all to get to this point in this season.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. We're opening new things every match. So today we're going to have open what we call the Mega Bar, which is this very expansive food and beverage area underneath the big video board. So we're hitting the home stretch. There's still some big pieces that we're still trying to finish off. Like the players' locker rooms, which is a very complex big piece of it, and the VIP club. So. Everybody's been enormously patient and as we go through the construction process, and obviously a lot of factors led to us opening with the stadium not yet completed, but I think people have been very understanding with that. And as to the staff, I mean, it's been tough. I mean, you don't get to go through all of the mock games and run-throughs that, you normally would ideally go through in these situations. So we have had to learn some things on the fly, and you get a week like this where, okay, we just found out we're going to be able to open this bar tomorrow, and what can we do to make sure that's a premier experience for everybody with a short amount of time to get everything ready. So you can't say enough about the staff, having to kind of troubleshoot some of these things on the fly, but you have to remember, as a customer, as a patron, you don't care about that. You just want to show up, you paid your money, you've got your tickets, and you want a first-class experience, and hopefully we're, reaching everybody's expectations and how we've been able to do that.
Well, you yourself, Justin, know the Fort Wayne sports fan as good, if not better, than most anybody around here, just to see what they respond to, and what, kind of sticks in their craw, et cetera. But my gosh, I mean, just everything involved with this stadium And in the multi-use, I mean, we haven't even gotten into, I mean, right now, I mean, you guys open May 2nd with a match and going from there. But I mean, this is going to have, as they say, dozens of uses in the future. And it's just something that we should be proud of as far as those of us in Northeast Indiana. And it's awesome. Now, I was out at the Fort Wayne Sport Club this past week. I had a grandson playing in a soccer game, and I went out there to watch. And, oh, my God. I mean, I've been out at Concordia Seminary for youth soccer in the past. And I tell you what, the amount of people per square foot out there was incredible. Same thing at the sport club on a weeknight. You have police directing traffic before you even get close, and with the gigantic just love of the sport of soccer and youth soccer, how does that then translate into making them Fort Wayne FC fans?
Well, I mean, I get asked a lot, how are you capitalizing on the World Cup and all the excitement there is with soccer? And I think I always land on the same answer, which is the key is engaging youth soccer players, young people playing the sport for whatever reason, whether it's the World Cup or maybe their parents didn't want them playing American football due to injuries or whatever it may be. Soccer is definitely having a moment, and we have to make sure that we engage with those fans. So, one example is we have a kids club. We've had well over 1,000 kids sign up for it, which is, something free that we do on our website, and you can join, and you'll get to go to special events and meet the players and things like that. So I think that's probably a big key for us. But, you're not wrong. You go anywhere, whether it's sport club or Krieger Park or, any of the great, youth soccer organizations in the area. And, they're seeing, all sorts of great attendance, and that's great for us. But we need to make sure that we are appealing to people who aren't necessarily soccer fans, and we need to make them soccer fans. So, that's why you introduce things like a mascot, and that's why you really, help sell the venue and all the things that we have going on beyond the game, so that people will get in there and get a taste of it and hopefully have a great time and then come back the next week.
Oh, sure. I mean, you have a competitive team on the pitch right now, which is that's an excellent attraction. But once again, it's more than that. It's the promotions. It's the socializing that can occur. And you're talking about things opening up around the field and around the stadium as well. And it's all part of it, and it all blends together to make it an experience for those coming out. And yeah, with youth soccer, and in fact, I mean, I took note that by all of the merch that I saw out at the sport club for the Fort Wayne FC, yeah, it's catching on big time. And there was all kinds of Fort Wayne FC merch, the T-shirts, the caps, and all kinds of stuff. But that's like I said, all in all, everything you all have done is hit the mark, and it's just a great testament to the front office staff. And it sounds like you're adding to the front office staff as well.
Well, I mean, we're still a pretty small staff, but I mean, you gotta when you start to grow as an organization, and you mentioned all the uses of the stadium, and there will be things coming down the pipeline, whether they're sports events or whether they're concerts or whatnot. But, you've got to have a staff commensurate with all that. And we've got a great, game day staff, people, whether it's food and beverage or ushers or whatnot. So, there's just so many people involved to make it all happen. And certainly we're looking in all things at the long view, not just this season. Like, we're doing well on the pitch, but we also have the youngest team in the league too. So hopefully we're built to be successful for years to come, and it's not just about catching lightning in a bottle in our first season.
No doubt about it. Okay, how can people get tickets, and what's the best way to get more information about the Fort Wayne FC?
I mean, the easiest thing to do is always go to fortwaynefc.com, and you'll have links to tickets and parking and, everything else that you need, news and whatnot. And, certainly one thing that we've been stressing to people is, to make sure if you're coming out that you do prepay your parking. We're still under construction out there, and everything we can do to get the messaging out that if you have your parking already paid for, you got your pass on your phone and everything, then you get into the building much quicker. You get everybody else in quicker, and it makes everybody's experience better until we get all of the construction totally finished off and can really kind of polish off those getting in and out of the building situations.
Justin, thank you for joining us, and good luck tonight, August 1st. Won't see anything. These matches take place rain or dry weather, correct?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the weather is a little spotty today, but the only thing that would really prevent us from playing would be lightning.
Yeah.
And then even in that case, you get a delay and you make every effort to get the match in for myriad reasons. So, but yeah, I mean, if it's just rain, we'll play. If it's lightning, then we'll just keep everybody informed and get them to a safe area, and then hopefully be able to restart it in short order. But short answer to the question, we play in all weather.
There we go. Yeah, don't let the radar deter you if at all possible. And hope I didn't jinx anything right there. But no, it's always a fun time, and best of luck to you tonight. And then we want to check in with you as we move forward in the season. And as you said, we're just on the cusp of perhaps a playoff contention team.
Yep. Well, let's keep on winning. Hopefully we can keep that season going longer.
There we go. Justin, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
All right. That was Justin Cohn, Director of Communications with the Fort Wayne FC. And, DC, I think you're talking about getting out there tonight yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, got a couple of teenagers been wanting to check out the game. So as long as weather permits, we will be going out there tonight.
As long as there's no lightning, but still go. Mm-hmm. And here's my thought on that. You can only get, and I may have said this before recently, you can only get 100% wet. Once you get wet, you're there. You can't get any wetter, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe the concession lines, are a little shorter that way too. And you can get covered up if you need to. But, oh man, what a great, don't pass up an opportunity to get out to the Ruoff Mortgage Field. That's for sure. But anyway, hey, that's going to do it for Talkin Sports for a Saturday, August 1st, 2026. Many thanks to Mike Nutter for joining us this morning in our weekly Tincaps chat. Thanks to Justin Cohn, Director of Communications for the Fort Wayne FC, for joining us and jumping on and telling us about the match tonight as well. And thanks to DC Hendricks for keeping it all smooth. Thanks to you, the listener, for tuning in each and every week to Talkin Sports. So until next week, have a great week, everybody.
Podcasts by Federated Media.